Hey, Luke here with catsandcarp.com, and I'm going to show you how to hold a catfish properly. Now, as many of you may already know, catfish have spines. They have 3 spines. They've got one on each pectoral fin, and they've got one on their dorsal fin. Now, in some species of fish, like the Madtom, the really small little tiny catfish you find in creeks, those spines are poisonous. But in most of the trophy catfish, those spines are not poisonous. However, they can carry a lot of really nasty bacteria, and they hurt when they stab you. It's like being stabbed with a ballpoint pen or a pencil. It just leaves a really nasty cut. The smaller the catfish, the more dangerous the spines. It's like baby fingernails. You know, if I were to scratch you, it wouldn't really do that much. My little 1-year-old scratches you, it's like razor blades down your face. Little guys have very sharp spines. The big trophy catfish, those spines are kind of dull. As they get older, they just get duller and duller. So you always got to be most careful with the tiny little guys. With the big catfish, you don't need to be too concerned. By big, I mean anything over 10 pounds. I've never been stabbed by a really big catfish. It takes a lot of force to get that very blunt spine to puncture skin. It's the little guys that you need to worry about this size or smaller. And what I do is I hold them like this. There's a bone, like a shoulder blade, behind each pectoral fin. And the catfish's body is slippery and soft, except for behind those 2 pectoral fins. And so right there, I've got a really good grip on them. And you can do it over the top with the dorsal fin on this side. So you're controlling the fish, and this spine can't get you, and these spines can't get you. Or you can do it on the belly and grab them like this. But either way, I've got a good grip on these shoulder blades behind the pectoral fin. I can also control his tail like this. Another way to hold him is to lip him. Okay? You can hold him and grip him like this. And this works pretty good, except for sometimes these suckers can bite you, and especially channel cats for some reason, they really kind of hurt. So I find the easiest way to do it is just like this. Now, holding a catfish is kind of like controlling a dog on a leash. The dog can sense whether you know what you're doing or not. If you're timid, if you're afraid, the dog will drag you around. If you tell the dog, you show the dog who's boss, and you really firm with the dog will yield to you most of the time. Catfish are like that too. If you kind of like, slimy, icky, the fish will flop around, and when they're flopping around, that's when you're most likely to get stuck. Okay? If you grip them tight, they kind of know what's up, and they just sit there and they hold still a little bit more. Okay? Now you'll see one of the things is, see how his spine is straight up? This is retractable. He can put it down or he can pop it up. When the fish is scared, when you first unhooking them, often that spine is straight up. That's an instinct from when they're little. If they were to be swallowed by a big catfish, they'd stick that spine straight up, and it would stab the roof of the mouth, and hopefully they would get spit out. So when they're scared, they'll pop that spine straight up. But at any rate, that's the trick. Grip them by these shoulder blades behind the pectoral fins, either from the top or the bottom. Grip them firmly, okay? Kind of show them who's boss, or lip them, and just be really careful. Now, for the fish's safety, also, you might want to consider kneeling down on the ground like I am right now. Because if you drop the fish from 6 feet up, that can really hurt them, especially if they land on rocks or something. If you're not going to kill this fish and eat it, don't hurt it, okay? So, keep it near the ground, especially if you're a little uncertain about whether or not you can hold a fish without dropping it, when you're first starting out. And get your picture, and then get them back in the water. All right, that being said, let's get them back.
If you like what you see, check out some other great videos, including my 8 best bank fishing tips and my top 8 catfish baits. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit subscribe. Thanks for watching.